Hi friends and welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan Abear and this is where I share my insights. And today I'm talking about the dual meaning of letting yourself go. One of those is giving up and the other is giving in. Stick around and we're going to talk about what it means to let yourself go. There are two very different ways of conceiving the idea of letting yourself go. The first one is when you maybe haven't seen someone in a long time and they have really deteriorated, gained a bunch of weight. They just don't seem to be well. They always seem to have a lot of bad luck. Nothing seems to work, And when you talk to them, they have this sort of, you say, "How are you?" And it's an invitation for them to tell you their story of victimization. And for a lot of people, this is the way they identify with themselves, that life is hard. And they get some kind of insidious satisfaction by either getting on YouTube or talking at the water cooler about why nothing ever works. And it's a self-perpetuating kind of thing. Nothing works, so it comes back as not working. Because how we see the universe is how it sort of responds to us. And you have to be compassionate with these people because this is their sense of identity. They're experimenting with something called victimhood. And the ego will do everything that it can to attract attention, even if it's a sad story. And that's what you would call letting yourself go, just giving up, and then using that as a means of sort of getting attention. And then what you get is pity. That's not attention. Pity is, "Oh, look at you." And it's not genuine. It's kind of like, well, people feel sorry for you because you are feeling sorry for yourself, right? So they reflect back this, "Oh, poor thing." Pat on the shoulder, but nobody wants to hear it. It's like it's like that whole Saturday Night Live skit of Debbie Downer. Like everybody's doing their best to have a good time and to enjoy their lives, and then you got somebody who identifies with victimhood. That is not to say that bad things don't happen, because I've had some shitty things happen to me, really bad things. But I did not let it claim victory over me. I did try victimhood for a while. I really did. But it turned people off. People are not attracted to victimhood. Only victims are attracted to victimhood. So you get this society of victims. You get a whole commiserating group who love to mingle together and talk about how shitty life is. So there is love there, believe it or not. There is love in commiseration, which is misery meeting each other. You've heard the old phrase, misery loves company. But there's another way to let yourself go. One of them is not, that victimhood is one of them, but you see it doesn't serve you. If you're one of these people that seems to have a bunch of bad luck and and things just don't work, I've been there. And it doesn't work to think things don't work, right? You don't get anything. You just keep getting shitty circumstances, and that doesn't serve you. For a while it does, because it gives you some kind of identity. But then you kind of like, I don't want to be that way anymore. I want to let myself go in another way. So you'll travel to the other side of that duality. To the side where it seems like everyone else is having fun except you. And you're what's called, and I've been there, a stick in the mud. Music's playing, and you got those people on the periphery. You know, when you're at the club, you got those who are just watching. And then you got people on the dance floor who don't care who's watching. That's letting yourself go. That's a to hell with it mentality, which is a whole different kind of a whole different kind of role play. You know, victimhood is a role play, and so is to hell with it. That's a different kind of role play. But that serves you better because it gives you the opportunity to throw caution to the wind and jump in and do it. We have to get over this idea, and it's not easy, but you have to get over the idea that somebody is watching you or that you're being policed or scrutinized. And a lot of this comes from our perception of God. If you grew up in a traditional family that went to church, you know you better watch out. You better not pout. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. And so that same idea of God is watching me from a distance. Bette Midler, I love the song, but this is bad news. That God is watching from a distance. And this gives us the creepy feeling that existence is scrutinized. And I am here to tell you that I am of the firm belief that existence is innocent. That's not to say that people who do violent crimes should not be put in prison, because they should be. But even Jesus said it, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. We do not know what we're doing. We have no clue. And so you're not a victim. The people who you think have hurt you have basically done it out of ignorance. And I realized that my husband, who cheated on me with another guy, didn't mean it. I know that. And most of what we do, we don't mean it, which means we don't have control over it, which means there are no victims. And that's a hard one to swallow, because life doesn't do anything to you because there is no you for it to be done to. Victimization is the accentuation of the individual, a personal nature, like I am different. Something special about me. There's something different about me than there is about all the other people in the world. And physically and as an expression, yes. But differences hide as an individual locked into a bag of skin. And that's what we think. We think we're locked into this body. That's who I am. There's a Ryan in here. And I don't know who that is. Ryan is a name, just like God. God, G-O-D. I love God. You hear people say, "I love God." It would be the same as saying, "I love G-O-D," a sound in the universe. Sound waves, G-O-D, God. And that word has all sorts of baggage attached to it. But if you want to think about it more holistically, you are divine consciousness expressing itself in a unique way, which is not unique, because everybody is that. And so there's just a realization of it. And when you let yourself go, you jump onto the dance floor and act like a fool. because you've been let in on the secret that you don't need a change in circumstances to be happy. That one day when this happens, then you'll be able to let it go, let yourself really get going. And that you don't have to prove anything to anybody, and you don't owe anybody anything, and nobody owes you anything. There's no entitlement. Everything is completely innocent. There is a liberation in understanding just how innocent existence is. Just how innocent living is. It is not your fault at the individual level. There is no individual level. That's the key. Who are you going to blame when it's all God's fault? I hate to put it in that terminology, but that's what it is. Who are you going to blame when it all ultimately goes back to the same source that it comes from? In Chronicles it says, all things come of thee, O Lord, and of thine own have we given thee. That means all things. So the question is, when is all things all things? Even the most heinous acts. So you don't give up because that doesn't serve you very well. You'll tire of giving up. That's the good news. You don't want pity anymore. You want to be free from that. You want to see what it's like to dance like nobody's watching. But there are people watching. And like Brené Brown says, all the time, you got to get into the arena. You got to do the things that you're afraid of to show yourself that you're being silly. The people standing on the outside of the dance floor, scared that people are going to look at them, they're not living their best life. And the people on the dance floor are dirt poor. They don't have anything. They don't even have an identity. So crossing over into that realm has been described as childlikeness. And in the Gospel of Thomas, which didn't make it into the canon of Scripture, there was a Gospel of Thomas. It says, to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to take off your clothes and become childlike and trample on them. And it's like pure nakedness, just like you can't hide behind victimization anymore. You can't hide behind waiting for the future anymore. You can't hide behind the pretense of tomorrow anymore. There is no tomorrow. So you got to dance like there's no tomorrow. Dance like nobody's watching. Spend like you can spend your money like tomorrow never comes. You can live today like this is your last day. There is that unrealistic way of living. It's romantic, it's charming, it's magical, but in order to get there, you have to lean into and do the things you are afraid to do. For those of you who are self-conscious about your body, this is the time to show more of it. I know. Wear short pants. Wear a tank top. Expose it. Love it. Let it be seen. The more you expose it, let it be seen. Let it be silly. Let it be fun. You'll begin to see the folly of victimization. And there's a heaviness. You're going to see how that is like Debbie Downer on Saturday Night Live. No, you don't make fun of people that way. You just try to invite them to forget about their problems. How do you create a party so that people don't always think about the victimization mentality? How do you coax the spirit out? How do you let people know, hey, it's not that serious? Because the joke, there's nothing in this life that someone hasn't overcome, or made fun of, or laughed at, even death. So if you let yourself go, you were telling yourself a story. If you let yourself go, there's no more story. You see? Because There's no individual. An individual is made up of stories. So, you want to go to that high school reunion and people say, oh, she just really let herself go. That's sad. Or, wow, she let herself go. Look at her. Completely transparent, on fire. Just taking risk left and right and living the fullness of life with no regard for having to save it, preserve it, cover it, own it, dominate it, or get ahead of it. It's as simple as getting on the dance floor and letting yourself go. Nobody's watching, and if they are, they're jealous. Because you are having fun. You are having the time of your life. You are the dancing queen. Just like me. Okay? So I could just sit here and say to you, lighten up. Because that's what spiritual revelation is. Lighten up. That's why Jesus said you are the light of the world. He meant lighten up. Let it go. Give into it. Love it. Exchange all that heaviness for innocence. Because that's what you are. My name is Ryan Hebert. I hope you enjoyed these insights, so please check out my blog if you do have a moment and sign up for daily emails from me. MyMorningMotivator.com. We'll see you next time.